we are going to get into our very first game of the night. And it's the first time we're introducing it as we call this segment Pound for Pound.
This is Pound for Pound.
I'm coming for you. I was going to rip his heart out. I'm the best ever. I'm the most brutal and Michigan, most ruthless champion there's ever been. And I'm just ferocious. I want your heart. I want to eat his children.
I don't know about eating anybody's children, but hey, Mike Tyson likes to bite ears. He likes to eat children, I guess. So let's stay away from Iron Mike, especially after what happened. Right now, I'd like to hang out with Iron. He just made $20 million for doing nothing in a ring with Jake Paul. So, hey, Iron Mike, let's go out for drinks. You could do the drinking, and you could throw me the couple hundreds. And, we'll have a little bit of fun. Anyways, so pretty much, let's bring in Fish. Fish is going to explain because, he wanted to be involved with this. Fish, I want you to explain to the fans how we're going to play this.
All right, guys. So Joba and Errol both have a top 3 pound-for-pound pitchers in baseball in the last 5 years. They're going to argue their picks, counting down from 3 to 1, and Speedy is going to be judging this as the referee and awarding either a pound that goes through, a punch that gets through, and a point to Errol or to Joba, or it gets blocked, and the guy with the most points at the end of the game wins.
Well, the knockout, and trust me,
So Speedy's our Mills Lane.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah,
so.
Speedy Mills Lane.
I'll tell you, he definitely has more hair than Mills. Anyways, and by the way, Mills Lane is very, very sick. Yeah, he doesn't look very, very good. I don't even know. If I'm not mistaken, he might have passed away, but he was doing very, very badly over the last couple of months. Iron Mike actually
still a legend.
Yeah, he is. But Mills is. I think he was dealing with cancer and all that other stuff. So shout out to Mills Lane. Hopefully everything is okay and he's doing better than the last time I saw him with Mike Tyson taking a picture. But so what we're going to do is we're going to do our top 3 pound-for-pound pitchers in the last 5 years. Joba, you're going to go first. You have 3 minutes. Now, I can rebut. I can attack you on what you're saying. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm going to go, and I don't know if you're going to go in order. I'm going to do this, and
I'm going to go 3. So.
You're going to go 3, and I'm going to go Gerrit Cole, number 3.
We got you.
All right, you're going Gerrit Cole. Why are you going Gerrit Cole?
I'm going Gerrit Cole on the fact of wins in the last 5 years. I'm going to go on innings, and then I'm going to go he's 3rd overall in ERA. And he's 2nd most in innings pitched. And he's gotten to the playoffs every single one of those years.
Now, obviously, you're looking at numbers, and numbers obviously don't give you all the answers. Now, I'm not saying that Gerrit Cole is in a top 3 because he is in my top 3. As a matter of fact, he's my number 2. I wouldn't say he's my top 3. I would go with Zack Wheeler as my number 3. And one of the main reasons why I would go with Zack Wheeler.
That's my 2.
Really? So we flipped it. I'm going to tell you why I would go with Zack Wheeler. Zack Wheeler obviously hasn't done it as long as Gerrit Cole has done. Now, obviously, Zack Wheeler has done a sensational job with the Philadelphia Phillies after getting traded by the New York Mets. I mean, his ERA shows it. He's in the National League East. The National League East, even though I still think it's weaker than the American League East, I think that's why I'm going to put Gerrit Cole as my number 2, not my number 3, is because he is in the American League East. It's a harder division. It's been a harder division really forever. Now,
when it is, but he has the least amount of innings pitched in the top 3 of wins.
I understand that. I understand that. And again, going back, I look at the division and I look at the consistency.
No, let's look at production. You can't look at divisions because that you still have to throw 60 feet 6 inches. You still have to do it.
How many Cy Youngs has Zack Wheeler have won?
0.
0. Okay, and how many has Gerrit Cole won?
2.
Okay, and so that's why I put Zack Wheeler.
What does that matter?
Number 3. It does matter. He was the best pitcher in his division, in his conference.
In his division, but he wasn't. He got that right. Like we can't even argue Skubal and Chris Sale this year
No,
they're
because
not the
it's
best.
top 5 in the last 5 years.
Yeah, exactly.
And again, you have Gerrit Cole as your number 3, and Zach Wilson as your number 2. I mean, Zack Wheeler. I'm sorry, Zack Wheeler. That's what I meant. Zack Wheeler as your number 2. I again, going back to it, I look at Gerrit Cole. Gerrit Cole is a 2-time Cy Young winner. And how many Cy Youngs has Gerrit Cole won in the last 5 years?
But at the same time, has he won anything? No, neither of them.
Zach Wheeler hasn't won anything either.
Neither is Gerrit Cole, other than a Cy Young. What else has he done?
Zack Wheeler. Well, hold on 1 second. Did Zack Wheeler pitch in a World Series?
They have the same amount of wins. Who has a better ERA? Zack Wheeler.
But he also plays in a division.
Oh, you're gonna say the East is terrible with the Braves and everything?
In the last 5 years, the American League East has been better than the National League East. It has been.
All right, final statements, guys. Final statements on your order now of these 2 guys, 3 and 2, 2 and 3.
In the last 5 years. So,
Speedy, you should be speaking and stepping in on this, but I know you're in a little la-la land. I don't know where the hell you are. You're on cloud 9 or something.
So who wins this one, Speedy?
I'm gonna give it.
Go ahead, Speedy.
I'm gonna give it to Errol because I do think the arguments with the innings pitched. I know, Joba, I understand you're coming from that standpoint of you want to pitch longer innings as well. And I don't really know if the wins are going to be as judgmental for, especially the starting pitching stat. I know, Joba, you might disagree as a pitcher, but I think Errol's argument with the innings pitched and the strikeouts made it work for Gerrit Cole for a longer factor.
And also the Cy Youngs.
And at the same time, he only has 16 more strikeouts. Really? 16 more?
For the consistency of the years, though.
And I'm just looking at consistency of the years. Now, as far as
better ERA, same amount of wins, and he only has 16 more innings pitched.
But he's also playing in the National League East to the American League East, which in the last 5 years, I would say the American League East has more dominance than the National League East. I'm just saying in the last 5 years. In the last 2 years.
You're saying pound for pound, the AL East has more value.
Yes, more value. It's been forever. It's been the best division in all of baseball. In the last 5 years,
doesn't matter. You still
3
have
out of
to
the
pitch,
5 has
dog.
been a better division.
You still have to pitch.
I understand that.
You still have to get outs.
Gerrit Cole has won a Cy Young. Zack Wheeler never won a Cy Young.
No, he hasn't. But his numbers are just the same. Somebody just had a better year.
He's also playing in a division.
Hey, you want to talk about Nolan Ryan? Nolan Ryan has 7 no-hitters. Did he ever win a Cy Young?
We could go back and forth.
Did he ever win a Cy Young? Did he ever win a Cy Young?
Who, Nolan Ryan?
Yeah.
No.
No, he didn't. And he's not considered the greatest to ever do it. So you can't say weird.
It's a different game. It's a different game, as we always argue about it on the show. Rob Manfred's ruined the game as we came out. So it's different. By the way, I would say you're probably right about that argument. No, I'm not going to lie.
100% I'm right.
Listen, I'm not arguing with
you. So you can't use the Cy Young in the argument. That's my point.
I am because I am looking.
All right, so Speedy has decided to award the first 2 points to Errol, but for the number 1 spot, this is worth 3 points.
I think we both believe the number 1 guy is Justin Verlander.
Framber Valdez.
Who?
Framber Valdez.
Oh, I can't wait.
All right, let's go.
Let's hear it.
Who has the most wins in the last 5 years?
Valdez.
Yep. Who has one of the best ERAs in the last 5 years?
Valdez.
How many innings has he pitched? Has he gotten to the postseason? He's pitched over 780 innings. Not only in regular season and postseason. Give me an argument. Give me something.
All right.
Verlander's been hurt.
Hold on. In 2019 and 2022, he had the American League wins. He was the American League wins leader. Okay. In 2022, he had the best ERA in the American League. He won a Cy Young in the last 5 years. Okay. He won a championship, which, by the way, Valdez hasn't.
What does that matter?
It matters a lot. It matters
Let's
a
look
lot.
at numbers
the
over
leader.
the last
He was-
5 years.
I'm just saying. He won a championship. You say he never won. He's won. He's won a championship in the last 5 years.
Disagree with you.
He's
but at
won
the
2
same
Cy
time-
Youngs in the last 5 years. Not 1, but 2 Cy Youngs.
At the same time, he doesn't have the most wins. We're talking about the best in the last 5 years, correct? That's what we're talking about.
Valdez is a better pitcher than Justin Verlander in the last 5 years. Come on,
Yes,
Jabba.
100%.
You're out of your mind. What are you drinking tonight? Let's
Who
see
has
it.
more?
Hey,
Who has
Shaker.
more wins?
What are you drinking in that? How much tequila are you drinking tonight?
Who has more wins?
That's nothing to do with it. We're talking about all around talent and what he's done. He's won a championship. He's a 2-time Cy Young winner. I mean, come on. He's won comeback player of the year after coming back from the injury that he came back. He was the American League wins leader. He's like 40 years old. He's a 2019 American League wins leader. 2022 American League wins leader. I mean,
you want to keep going on that, but you said the last 5 years. You're only talking about a couple of
2019
years.
isn't 5 years.
It'd be 20, 21, 22, 23, and 24. 19 doesn't count.
All right. So take that away.
Count.
All right, but guess what?
He's
won a Cy Young.
right.
All right, time's up.
He won a championship in
Time's
the last
up.
5
Doesn't
years.
matter who has the most wins.
Time's up. Java, you win this round for 2 reasons. One of which they both won a championship. The other one is Justin Verlander's Mets team is not very good.
I won.
No, I did.
I won.
So the scoring system, which we are making up currently on the spot, would theoretically we can say that Java has more correct questions, but Errol got the most. Errol got the more correct questions. Java got the most important question, which is number 1. I would say, using the only scoring system I know, that of Nickelodeon Guts from when I was a kid, first place gets more than
Go ahead,
next 2
kiss his
places.
ass.
So
I
think Java's
I
going to win
figure that's
this
what you
one.
were going to do. Yeah, get out of here. First of all, Justin Verlander is a better pitcher than Valdez has been in the last 5 years.
I'm not saying
He
he's
won
not
a
a better
champ. Okay,
pitcher.
Valdez won a championship. He didn't win a Cy Young, did he? Did he win a Cy Young?
We
Did
were just
Valdez win a Cy
talking
Young in
about
5
numbers.
years?
No,
Did he
we
win
were
a Cy Young
talking
in 5
about
years?
numbers.
Not the
No.
musical, please. Please. He
We're
didn't win
talking
it.
about numbers.
All right. Again, numbers
Who
don't,
has the most wins in the last 5 years?
wins don't matter, as we've come out and said that. Wins don't matter when it comes to pitching, does it?
I'm pretty sure they do matter if he's
Not
pitching
really.
in the game and he wins.
Not really. And Justin Verlander?
At MIT, it doesn't matter.
We're not in
those
MIT.
guys say certainly not. Those guys though say that it's more luck than anything. But I agree with you, Jabba. If you're on the mound and you're getting your team wins when you're on the mound, the team trusts in you and all that, it doesn't matter as far as the stats. But does it prove that he's a better pitcher? I don't know. Than somebody else.
He's not a better pitcher than Justin Verlander. I'm not saying that, but Errol and arguing
in the last 5 years.
5 years.
In the last 5 years, I'm going Justin Verlander.
He doesn't even come. He's not even in the top
really
10
bad
of
this
wins
year.
in the last 5 years. Not
He
even
was
in the
really
top
bad.
10.
All right, okay. You take this year. He's still in 2022 won a Cy Young. Did he not? Did he not?
I'm not disagreeing. Like Justin
He
Verlander,
led
a friend of mine.
His American League ERA in 2022, he had the best American League ERA. And he led the, well, hold on one second. I think he was in top 4 in strikeouts in 2022, 2021, 2020. I mean, he was in top 5. I mean, the guy, to me, statistics, if you want to look at pure stats, even because you're looking at his wins, and again, going back to wins don't give you the best picture of what the pitcher is. It's all around in his game. And again, Justin Verlander, when the Astros won, was he not one of the main reasons why they won that World Series?
Who has a better ERA, Framber or him in the last 5 years?
I'm sorry? You would know more than that. You're a pitcher. So I don't know.
Yeah, Framber does.
And I didn't expect to win this one, but how could you give him? I got the 2 points. How do you give him more if he got the number 1 question? It doesn't make any sense. How does that point system work?
It was just arguing the order. You guys did have the same
number
people.
1. Hold on. So let's get this straight. If
So
we do this
who are
in
your
basketball,
three? You had Verlander, Wheeler,
Yes.
and Cole, right?
I have no. My number one is Justin Verlander. My number two is Gerrit Cole. My number three is Zack Wheeler.
And I was Gerrit Cole number 3, Zack Wheeler 2, and Framber number 1.
Mhm.
Because we're talking the last 5 years. We're not talking overall.
Yeah, I got it. Last 5 years.
And I even wanted to put Shohei in there too, because
I
if
know.
you really truly look at his numbers, they're close. But he didn't have a true 5 years. So I couldn't put that in there.
Mhm.
But if you go
And-
5 years, and we're not talking accolades, we're not talking anything. We're talking pitching. We're talking amount of innings. Who has the best ERA in the last 5 years? Zack Wheeler at 2.94.
Okay.
Gerrit Cole's at 3.12, and so is Framber.